Hello, everybody. I hope you had a great weekend. Tonight on the Eternal Ex Wolfpack Paranormal, we have Miss Tatyana Frolova, and she's from Spiritual Insight, and she'll be doing some stuff tonight, and we'll be talking with her. And tonight, for her third appearance, maybe fourth, I can't quite remember, is Miss Marla, my host tonight. How
Hello.
are you doing, Marla?
Good. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be an oldie now.
You're gonna be an oldie now.
Yeah.
Make
I'm not
you
the huh?
gonna make you a veteran. Hello, Jamie Lynn.
Yeah.
So, how'd your weekend go?
Good. Quiet.
Hello, Victor.
Nice and calm.
Okay, so seems like everybody's starting to pop up on here.
Good.
How you doing today, Victor? We'll bring our guest on here. She said that we could call her Tia. So here is Miss Tia. How
Hello,
you doing?
everyone.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So how have you been since the last time I've seen you?
Um, a lot of changes, a lot of activity. So, been keep myself busy.
I think since the last time me and you talked, I think things have been on the up and up for both of us, honestly.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Totally.
So, but yeah, I think that's great that things are going up. So, spiritual insight. Can you tell us what that's all about?
Well, the name is pretty much self-explanatory. So, I have this company together with my fiance. He mostly does products. I do readings, services. So, spiritual insight, pretty much what I cannot say mission is just the core of what we're doing, trying to help souls who are reincarnated on earth right now to find the path to fulfill their contracts, to find the path to discover who they are, remember who they are beyond this physical shell. So spiritual insight, using your own wisdom. So how to, I'd say, Onyx, yeah, this little guy. Hi, Onyx. Yeah. He keeps me warm, but at the same time, he's a little bit active. He was sleeping, now he decided to be more active. So, with your own wisdom, how to discover it, how to use it to find your own path, and at the same time, not to depend on anyone. So that's pretty much what the core of spiritual insight is.
Yeah, I mean, me and you had quite a little talk when I seen you there up in the Quad City Expo there, and we talked a little bit about everything. It was pretty interesting. Um,
Yeah, we had a very good conversation. I remember. Was
yeah, it was quite long for sure. Um, so astrological readings, you do them as well.
Yes, and I remember in our brief talk before the show. I explained a little bit about the astrology school that I practice. So
Right.
it's called vibrational astrology, and it's the most scientifically based school of astrology. So the founder, David Cochrane, using his own observation about why astrology didn't work, interviewing over 30,000 people, and using some other techniques from other schools, pretty much created vibrational astrology. And there are more and more people who practice it, more and more people who do research. So it's always changing, it's always flexible. And what we don't know right now, we might know next year, in several years from now, or maybe we will not know at all. because we don't have enough data. So it pretty much has very scientific approach to the school of astrology. So it's not like, oh, you in Aries, you stubborn. No, the energy, for example, energy of Aries is energy that finds its own way. Always find your own way. So and unlike like stereotypical meanings of the planets and partners, vibrational astrology is very close to runes. So you feel the energy flow, and depending on the person, depending on, I would say, the vibe that you have from particular question. So you interpret this energy flow. So again, I'm not an Aries; it's just the very first sign. So that's why I like to start with it. So is the energy flow like someone who is an Aries and they try to find their own path, their own way of doing things, and how they express it? It's a different question. But everything that they say, it's a stubbornness, it's being like traditional astrology says, being selfish, be always trying to be right. So those are just symptoms. So vibration astrology is pretty great. I love it. And I cannot say that other astrological schools are bad. I'm just saying that this one is the most scientifically proven.
Yes. Hello, Moose. Moose is the one that was there with us at the Quad City Expo that night, the big tall guy.
Hi, Moose.
But yeah. So the energy around us, me and you both can feel the energy around us, and we can actually make it shift in some ways. Can
Yeah.
you explain to people how that kind of works? Because some don't understand that the way we do.
By shift, what do you mean exactly?
They can feel the energy from me to you or from you to I, and they don't quite understand how that all works. Can you explain that to them?
There are several explanations.
Yeah.
So first of all, how we see each other, there are there are different levels. So on the physical level, a lot of times it's mirror neurons. On if we take, for example, magnetic level, like since we're all connected, we're all one. We can sense each other just because it's like we like imagine ocean or like even let's say lake, and when something happens on one side you can feel it on the other side because we're all in the same lake, in the same body of water. Same with energy, so it's all the same, we're all the same. Again, coming back to science, when you look at physics, molecules and atoms, and then you go to the smallest particles, and they're all the same, like in different combinations. Same with energy. So that's pretty much how I see it, and not sure I can't quite explain certain things since, well, maybe I don't have enough knowledge about certain terms.
Yeah, because some people will ask me and how they can feel the energy when I show them, like what I did with you that day, with your palm, and I put the hand in between, and they can feel the energy. And it's just like I said to them, it's my energy field coming off your energy field that makes that connection. It's like that magnet, and it's a positive and magnetic pull, and everybody can do it as long as they concentrate on it. And no, people don't seem to understand that once in a while either.
I like to say, when you don't understand something from a spiritual perspective, look at the science, because quantum physics is the most spiritual scientific knowledge we have right now. So if you don't know how something works, look at how, for example, physics explains it. Because a lot of times science and spirituality say about the same thing. It's just spirituality say what, and science says how. So sometimes it's just depending on the person's perspective. There are many ways how to describe the same process, same energy exchange. Like, for example, Reiki, how Reiki works. So Reiki, it's all this life energy in a very concentrated form.
Mm-hmm.
And, coming back to science, because I like to combine spirituality and science because it's pretty much the same thing.
Right.
When there were studies about, for example, Reiki effects, they could even measure the concentration of that energy.
Yeah. My mentor, when I first joined my last team that I was on, she was a Reiki master, and she taught me a lot of things on how to do with my energy and how to adapt with it and to be able to feel and sense the things around me more than I used to, and now I can just pick them up right and left now. But it's an amazing thing, especially like I said, after I've got my Munaki rights, and then that helps ground me with the earth and the spirits around me. So then it's like we become one, and it's really cool, and I like how it works. And the more you look into it, and the more you do meditation with it, it becomes very strong.
Yeah, meditation definitely helps. The thing is, it's not always for everyone. Some people can meditate. Some people just cannot meditate. But there are many forms of meditation, many types of meditation. And even when you just concentrate on something you do, like, for example, I can concentrate on my computer mouse just to feel the temperature, the texture of the plastic. So this is also meditation. So just concentrate on something you do. And just maybe several days ago, I watched a very interesting video on YouTube. So it described very short meditation. So it's about breathing in, breathing out, but instead of visualizing the air, it's about feeling the temperature of the air coming in and temperature of the air coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's relaxing.
Yeah, when I do that, when I do the breathing in and out and stuff, you can actually feel the differential in the energy coming in and out all the time, and it's really soothing at times when you're getting rid of all that negative at one point. Does that?
And you don't have to spend hours doing it. So several minutes and mind calms down, because a lot of our problems are from the mind, the thoughts.
See you later, Jimmy. Catch you later. But yeah, it's
so it
ever
just
since
to stay in the moment.
Yeah, ever since I've got into this more and more, since, like I said, my first encounter with the paranormal stuff was when I was 21, and I just been kind of on and off throughout the years until I actually joined a team a couple of years back, and then I got into it feet first and hit the ground going, and it's just been a learning experience the whole time. And I've run into great people like you.
Thank you.
And some of the other people that I've ran into, like my mentors that help teach me stuff, and my personal mentors. It's a great thing. It's great. I mean, it's until you've experienced some of the things firsthand, it's hard to understand it. And then everybody kind of looks at you like, "Oh, you're crazy."
But I rarely meet people who don't have any experiences. So I don't know. I think I'm just lucky. And some people say how you feel it and I don't know how not to feel it. I chose to bring my memories with me, so pretty much was born this way. And I don't understand how not to know how to do it. I mean, it's not like I was born with all the knowledge about techniques, but
Right.
I knew about where to look and what to look for. So, and everyone can do it. So sometimes people say, "Oh, you're a psychic. It's a gift." I said, "No, it's a skill.
It is.
It is a skill. Everyone can do it."
Everybody has got the ability. It's just they choose not to acknowledge it.
We all, at some point, did know how to drive a car.
True.
We all learned the same thing. But the thing is, some people dedicate some time to improving their driving skills, and other people just, okay, so just whatever. So same here. Or you can choose not to drive a car ever. So this is the same thing. You improve, you practice, you learn new ways. Like I like to expand things I do. So it's not just like, I'm just a psychic, I'm just clairvoyant, I'm just a medium. But there are many tools I like using, like runes, cards, crystal ball. Now I'm trying to memorize hexagrams in I Ching because
Right.
it's a lot to memorize. So I
Yeah.
don't use it for
I mean,
readings right now, but
I think the favorite things I like the best that I use more than not is when I'm out in the field and stuff is crystals for protection. And I do a
they
little
make
bit of
magic sometimes.
huh?
Crystals, they make magic sometimes. They
Oh
have
yeah,
ability to change this, alter this vibration. So
they do. And depending on which one you use and how you use them, it does amazing things. I guess my next one would be tarot cards. I've been getting into a lot of that lately, which I like that. But I've got a lot of skill sets, like you said, that I haven't even scratched the surface yet with it, and I'm wanting to keep digging and digging, and see what pops up. So time will tell.
so you practicing tarot cards?
I do tarot cards a little bit with Pam Harris on her show, Serene Divine. And it's really funny because Pam's pretty accurate with her tarot cards. And there'll be days that I draw the exact same card she does. It's like we're all me and her connected right on the money, and it comes out just about right. So it's really interesting when me and Pam start doing cards together once in a while, because like I said, she'll draw her set from what she feels. I'll draw my set what I feel, and I actually leave mine facing down until she's done, so it doesn't mess with her energy. And then when she's done, I'll start taking mine over, and it's like, here, and she's like, then they match, or they're really super close. So that tells me that I'm doing something really good because our energies are good when we do that. So that's a fun thing.
What do you prefer, classic tarot or oracles?
Actually, I have a classic tarot, like an angel wisdom deck I like. And then I have a shaman oracle deck I like really well, because I've been taking shamanic healing here for the last 7-8 months. And I've been learning a lot with that too. It's very interesting stuff.
Yeah, shamanic rituals is something I never tried. So this is the area I did not try yet.
It's very, very interesting. I mean, I've got a lot of good people that I go to class with up there, or I shouldn't say class. We all get together, and yeah, we learn a lot from each other. It's really interesting when I go up there with those guys. So that's something I always look forward to doing with those guys every month. So
and you have a dedicated group, so you can all exchange the information, experiences.
Yeah, I have a really good group of people that I on this team that I like a lot. All of them are really good, and the experiences that we'll have from this time forward, it's just going to get better and better, and then their experiences is going to get even better along the way. So the fact of them learning and how to use their abilities, I should say, is going to enhance very well with what we're doing.
Is it like outdoor or indoor activity mostly?
A little both.
Illinois is not the warmest state, so sometimes going out is quite challenging.
Well, last Wednesday it got cold. We were out for about almost 2 hours in the cold, and we could not debunk or deny what the guy had captured on video. And we went with our flashlights and different angles and everything else from the video that we've seen. And from what he's caught, it's legit. He caught something moving, and you can see the energy just flowing across the screen. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I have some ghost hunting equipment, but not cameras yet. So it's a recorder and a watch. So some very, very basic. But we didn't do any ghost hunting yet.
Well, the next time you're down in this area and we happen to have an investigation, come tag along with us.
Oh, I would be happy to. It's just I told you before, sometimes spirits have a tendency of just step aside and not to interrupt.
Actually, the first investigation that this team has done, I actually stepped out of the room for a while because I know how spirits are around me. Like I said before, when we were talking before the show, they come across the ovulus that says we don't like him.
Yeah,
So I'll leave. I'll let my team see what they get, and then I'll come back in the room.
Yeah, my fiance sometimes says, if I go to ghost hunt, I will not take you with me because they will be either scared or they just leave or they just will not show up. So get anything. Thank you. Love you too.
So in that terminology, from what your fiance has told you and from the things that I've experienced, do you think it's because of the energy that we put off of why they're so eerie about us?
It depends on the spirit, because some of them, they just feel so calm. They don't need to show up. They don't need to move. They just like spa. They just enjoy things.
Right.
Some of them, they know that if they show attitude, I will not be kind. And some people say that, yeah, you die and you immediately like know everything. You just enlighten, and no, not happening. A lot of times when you die, you pretty much keep the same energy as you had. So if someone was an evil person, they would try to mess with something until they make a choice to change the way they act.
Very true.
And human shell, this planet in general, it's, let me put it this way, not my favorite place in the universe.
I can agree with that.
It's very challenging, and I know there are spots on this planet that are even more challenging than here. But in general, Earth supposed to be a nice and pleasant thing, but unfortunately, it's not quite true.
Yeah, we had that discussion when we first met that day. That was very interesting when we were talking about that. But I will agree with you. There are better ones and there are not so good, but this one's where we are right now.
When we remember who we are, when we bring this knowledge, when we start to remember who we are beyond this realm, I don't know, I think life gets easier because a lot of things, they just start making sense. And
I
first,
do agree with that.
a lot of fears, like some people, they afraid. Oh, I'm afraid of ghosts. I'm afraid of humans. Ghosts will not do anything to me. Human can injure me or kill me. Well, I'm not
I,
afraid
I
of that,
think
but injure
I
or
think
go in my car or something.
I think some of my colleagues in the field would agree with you. They like ghosts more than they do humans, and sometimes.
Like I always say, there are good people and there are humans. Not like they bad. It's just they lack some spiritual understanding. They didn't bring their memories. They have different challenge. But without those memories, it's a bit hard to operate in a difficult world like this.
Now, have you experienced your Akashic record yet?
I'm not sure what do you mean by experience.
The Akashic records where you see your past lives. Have you experienced any of your past lives?
I just don't call it like that. Yeah, of course. And
I think
it's interesting that last time I visited Earth, it was over 2,000 years ago. I lived in ancient Rome. It wasn't even an empire yet. It was still a republic. So yeah, I kind of missed a lot. I'm still
yeah,
like, hey, last time I remember everything was different.
yeah. There's things that I've seen in my past records that after I've seen them and now I know what they are, it makes things a lot easier sometimes because you can relate to what they did back then to what's going on now. And then you kind of understand why, and everybody keeps looking at you like, here we go again, and until they experience that, they'll never truly understand that. So that's one of the things that really interest us about me, because there's some things that I've seen. I've been linked to 3 eras that I definitely know about.
Mhm.
And my teammates here now, I know there's 4 of them that's linked to some of those eras, but I haven't told them yet because I want them to experience it on their own and understand what it is. And but yeah, it's really cool. I mean, when you understand what's going on, it's cool. I like it, and I think that's what makes me stay in this field that I am in.
Yeah,
Moose says, I could tell you some stories, LOL. So not only you do Reiki, you do psychic clairvoyant readings, tarot cards, and past life hypnosis, right?
yep. And sometimes I combine some things, like for example, I use cards and rules and clairvoyance, and if someone shows up from the spirit world, I bring them. So no limits.
I think it's great when you have what you call it an array of things that you can do. I kind of call it my arsenal in my back door, because a little different field what we deal with, but I think it's great when you got a whole variety of things you can look into and see it from different angles. It's just instead of one-sided, because if you can't get an answer from this side, you can always go this way to get it. And if you can't find it here, you can always go another step to get it, but you'll find the answer.
Plus, when you use different tools, you have different perspectives. So as you say, you don't get the answer here, you can get it here. At the same time, you can get answer in, for example, runes and cards. Runes have mind of their own. You can ask them a question, but it's up to them if they want to answer that, or they just want to tell you something they think you need to know. Like what I say, people, when I do readings, okay, runes, like runes didn't really answer. Okay, let's ask someone friendlier. So then I use cards, for example.
Right.
Sometimes cards say, we're not talking about it. Mm-mm. So in this case, can, for example, you ask a spirit guide or just see the energy flow of the soul, like the soul
Right.
contract, and see where they are right now. Because maybe it's not the time yet. Maybe it's something that not quite good for them. They still can get it, but it might not be as satisfying if they took a different path.
Right. Sometimes when people ask me to do things like read them or whatever, and sometimes it's not, like you said, not the time for them to know what is, because they have to experience it on their own sometimes in order to fully understand what's happening or going to happen. So,
Yeah, we cannot live for other people. Uh, like as I remember myself being a spirit guide, so we interact with the brain. We give hints, but we're just a GPS. If I tell you not to go there and you still go there, well, have free will. We cannot deny anyone the, I would say, primary and the main rule of all the universe is free will.
yeah,
So we can direct, just like GPS. It can say, okay, take the exit, but it's your choice to take this exit or not.
that is true. It's kind of like leading a horse to water. You can't make him drink.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Sometimes for people, even when we look at them like, how you cannot understand it? Why even asking that? But at the same time, they know something we don't. But we know something they don't. So we can just learn from each other. Like, I don't know how to perform surgeries. And someone who, for example, is a surgeon, they can make magic in the operational room, but they don't know what ghosts are. Maybe because their task in this lifetime is not to explore the spiritual world. Maybe they just want to play with this physical planet, physical objects. So
true.
we also cannot quite expect everyone to be on the same level, because even within one school we have students who just started their journey, and we have students who've been there for like eternity, and then we have students who just had expedited program.
Mm-hmm.
Free will.
Very true. Very true. And that free will and what you pick determines it is. It's kind of like the things you talk about, you manifest. And if you manifest them, that's what's going to happen, because you keep putting it out there. Eventually, that's what's going to happen. If it's bad stuff, it's going to happen to you. If it's good stuff, it's going to happen. But that's because of the manifestation that you and yourself put into it.
Yep,
So
I agree.
it's
Manifestation is a very tricky thing, because how it works, but how it works, it's different for everyone. Like a lot of times we want something, we really, really want something.
mm-hmm.
And we try to manifest, we think about it, we do everything right, and it's not coming. Then we just switch to something else. And then what we wanted came to us, but we already don't want it.
Yeah.
So yeah, manifestation is also, I think it requires some knowledge and practice. Some people, they naturally gifted, so they brought this skill with them. Others, they learn. But it's a powerful thing.
It is. It's a very strong thing.
It's our ability to create, and I think we spoke about it briefly at the expo when we met. Not many people think about it, but every soul, every spirit, since we all one, has ability to create their own universe. We're all creators.
Mm-hmm. Very true. It
So in a
is.
sense, we're all gods, but at the same time, we're still learning.
I think it's great when you see somebody that's just now starting to come into the realm of what they can do, and watching them expand is really cool. Watching them grow and seeing for themselves is, I think, is very interesting, because you learn from that as well, because you remember the things that you went through when you started. And like you said, everybody is different on how they perceive. And when you watch it and watch them grow, you learn something as well. So it's a constant learning curve, to me anyway, to see how people react and do things different.
And another thing, what we experience, they also experience. What they experience, it's also our experience in a sense, since we're all connected.
Yeah. But like I said, everything's just slightly different on how they do it, but it's the same thing. But
We're
everybody's,
all on the same highway, even we drive different vehicles and have different driving techniques. We're still on the same highway. We still go to the same direction.
one thing that one of my signs was actually runes, and I haven't really had a chance to play with runes yet or deal with runes yet. I mean, I picked them up before, and I can feel the energy off the runes, but I haven't actually set and actually worked with runes yet. And that's something I'm going to probably start working on here in the next few months. But that goes back to, I think, my Celtic side, because my family history with them. So I'm really kind of interested in start doing ruins eventually as well. So I can feel the energy off them every time I pick them up, and then I can sometimes understand some of them.
Okay, would you like to practice right now? I'll pick a rune and you tell me what you feel, like what energy flow you feel from it.
Okay. All
A
right.
lot of people, actually, a lot of people, they have it right.
All right. We'll give it a whirl.
A rune.
To me, that feels, yeah.
Some kind of this.
To me, that feels like it's a lot of energy. It goes from one point to another with an open end. It's got a lot of vibration. Yeah, it kind of looks like a lightning bolt.
Pretty much. So this rune is our connection to how you say Akashic records, our higher self, our potential, our information over there beyond this realm. And at the same time, it's also when things slow down, but they slow down just before a big jump. So before they expedite and change. So yeah, you're right. It's some kind of a lighting bulb
The energy within.
energy, yeah, that connects to. So it connects so like our brain with all that potential information that you call Akashic records.
Kind of like our downloads.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Runes are not something you can learn. Runes, you can only feel them. Like when I gave example with vibrational astrology with Aries, like there is a stereotype, but there is an energy flow, general energy flow. Same thing with runes. Like for example, rune of abundance. But for one person, abundance means money. For another one, it's health. For the third one, it's family. So what is abundance? So here, when you actually practice your psychic ability, when you feel how to direct this energy right, what does it mean? So with runes, you learn directions, but then you feel how to apply those energies, how to direct them to correct path, how to interpret them correctly. And runes, it's interesting, and no one knows how they appeared on Earth. There are Norse legends that Odin sacrificed his eye, and he was given runes.
Right.
From what I feel about them, they're way older than human civilization. So, and I have a theory that runes are also part of a cosmic code. So the universe, just like a computer program, has its code. So runes are parts of it.
I can agree with that. I can definitely agree with that because it's from what I understand and when I feel them, it's connected, like you said, to your past, to the present, the energy that's been there, here, now, memories or relapses. It all goes together. It all comes together in one stream when you catch it. So, and understand it. So that to me, that's what that will do. Kind of like when me and you were talking there at the expo, from the energy that we got off of each other just when we were talking and the different places that we've experienced. It's on the same basis, I think, with the runes, because it goes back to all sorts of things with your past, present, and what could be in the future.
Yeah, I agree. Runes, they're great tools. I remember when I first saw runes, I didn't have the stones. Just I was 13, and we bought like a book as a gift for our friends. And then when I opened it and I saw runes, I understood that this book will not go to my friend. I'm keeping it. I saw runes and I recognized them. Then I purchased them. I had connection with them.
Yeah.
I don't remember having them in my previous lifetime when I was on Earth, but I also was in different worlds and different planets. So runes are just something natural, one of the natural tools that we can use.
I don't know. I know you probably noticed it, but when we were at the expo, I would be walking by booths and stuff like that, and I would be putting my hand above some of the stones. And some of them I was drawn to, and the ones I was drawn to, I actually bought them because there's a reason I wanted them for whatever. But you could also tell when you walked around the room, just like when I come across you, I picked up on your energy, and I was like, okay, I've got to have a talk with her. This is going to get interesting. But would you like to read Marla's runes or my runes?
Yeah, absolutely. So, would you like to get a topic or a question that you would like to get some clarification, or like try to ask them something?
I know it's taboo to ask about the future.
What's good about the runes? They never say the future. They just say the energy flows that you can follow or not follow. So they're not saying, okay, you will be there in 2 months. No, not happening. They can say, okay, if you continue doing things the way you do, this will be the result. If you do something else, this will be the result. So they do not deny your free will. You still have your freedom. And another thing they never say is if it's good or bad. So they just, as I said, say about the energy flow. How you direct this energy, it's up to you.
All right. So I will ask the question of how is this going to go? What directions will my abilities be expanding on the most?
So the first room will be the situation, the current energy. And guess which one we picked? Looks like you need to start with this room. This is yours. Okay, Onyx.
The energy
I'll
one.
ask you to relocate.
Considering those were all mixed up in there and you come up with the same one, that's really interesting.
So the second rule will be about direction you're taking. Do you have any feelings about this rule?
To me, that's balance. It goes into direction and it comes out equal.
And the last one will be, I cannot call it outcome, but where your energy leads you as for now. Oh, that's an interesting one. Do you have any idea about the vibe?
Is it like a circle or is it just the two lines?
It's like
a square.
It's not quite a square, but so the symbol of the throne is a cow.
Okay.
So it's like the cow horse, but reversed.
Gotcha.
Okay. So the current situation is you getting your all the information you already have from different sources. And yes, you also walk different paths, you go to different directions. Your higher self, you have very good connection with your higher self as well. And pretty much your higher self shows you the signs where to go next. So pretty much you collect all the wisdom that you need right now, but at the same time it's more organized than just picking up random roads to walk on. So the action, what the runes say, this is a rune of property and family. By family here, it's not always about blood-related family. It's about working with people who are your soul family, who are who share most of your reincarnations. So how they call it, soul tribe. So to be in a team, to collaborate with others, and to actually I know we had a short conversation about money, but get a bit of a material gain here. So that would also help you to ground. So the direction you're taking right now, and runes suggest to take, is to be with others, learn from others. But at the same time, don't forget about the earth life. You still live in this mundane body, in this mundane world. So do not go way too far into the spiritual. In a sense, always ground yourself. So do not disconnect yourself from this realm. Doesn't matter how much information, how much knowledge, and how many you acquire. And the rune, the possible, not outcome, but where the energy is flowing right now. There will be something beyond your control. It will be sudden, but it will be something that will bring you different perspectives. It might be different direction of your work. It might be different tool, different kind of knowledge that you didn't touch yet. So there will be something new and something unexpected. So do not, overall advice, do not plan every step on your way, because there is something planned that you already planned for yourself that you didn't experience yet.
I can relate to that. I can relate to that very well.
Thank you. You answered. Wow. Sometimes they go off topic, but this time they like the question. So
that's kind of the way I see things in general overall as well. So that's really interesting.
Thank you, Runes.
Because I've been getting this feeling that something is yet to come, and you pretty well nailed that one. And I always keep myself grounded, for one, because I do not want to astray. I want to keep balance.
Yeah, balance is the key.
A lot of people don't understand balance, because to me, balance, you have to learn the good with the bad in order to understand it all.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like people say about shadow work, you need to fight your dark side. Nothing good ever happened from the fight.
Right.
You need to make friends with your dark side. It's not bad. It's just lack some light.
I was friends with him a long time ago. when I was in high school, well, actually it was in junior high, I would walk down the darkest alleys on the way home. Just because, not to be scared, but to embrace what was through there. Because then your senses start to become heightened of the things that you didn't expect, because you can't see them.
Yep, that's true. That's true.
So that part of me was when I was younger. Now I'm balancing it with both of them, and now it's coming together. And that's what makes things really unique, is because, like I said, you learn the dark with the light and you put it together, and that makes more knowledge than just knowing one side. So
yeah, balance is the key. So Marla, do you have a question or maybe something where you want to direct the runes? It doesn't have to be extremely personal or something like that. It could be just some kind of general directions, like it's about my career, it's about my spiritual path.
Just, I guess where exactly is my spiritual path going towards?
So I will do the same spread, 3 stones.
Okay.
So your energy right now where your energy is going. It's like an R.
Okay.
And the direction of your energy, like where it's directed right now. Okay. Remember when you just appeared and
Yeah.
and it was said that you are a mystery.
Hmm.
This is the rune of a cosmic mystery, and this is your last. You are you're a very deep person. You try to look at everything in a positive way. So the
Yeah.
very first rune, it means the sunshine.
Okay.
You
Awesome.
light up the room when you enter it. You're the star of the party. You always bring smiles on people's faces. But the thing is, you don't always feel this way. You're more on a realistic side than on being all this positive, excited all the time. You, speaking of
Hmm.
balance, you understand the balance very well, but you want to expand and actually go beyond
Right.
what our mind
Agreed.
has. So the direction you're taking, this is a rune of the path. Actually, you're already on the path, and you never stop being on the path. What runes suggest, be a little bit like expand your area of your research. Like if you, for example, practice cards, uh, try to do something else not related to it, like for example non-traditional medicine like herbalism. So something that would bring a different side of a story into the picture. But
Okay.
you've been on other planets a lot as well, so you can sense it. And you always followed a path. Here it's you still follow it, but maybe to take couple paths at the same time. So it will kind of expedite your growth, and it will satisfy your desire to get some more knowledge, desire to improve and develop certain skills.
Okay.
The final rune, as I said, it's a rune of cosmic mystery. You're about to remember who you are beyond this body. And I'm not saying just about your past lives. Remembering yourself beyond this universe, remembering yourself beyond your lifetimes, who you truly are, your core, you're getting there.
Yeah.
You're really getting there. You're on your right
Okay.
path. You're surrounded by good people. Just as I said, instead of one road, you have ability to take 3, 4 roads at the same time.
Yeah. That sounds like a pat. Sounds like me. Feel like I got my hands in every pot
I,
sometimes.
I think we had this discussion last week, did we not?
Yeah.
So she nailed it too.
Yeah, she did. She
Thank you,
did.
Rose.
She did. Thank you.
You're very welcome. As I
Yeah.
said, spiritual insight, as long as can give information that helps to see a life path, I fulfill my
Yeah.
purpose. But
You
again,
def-
I'm just
you,
a
you
GPS.
you definitely nailed it because me and Marla had this talk last week.
Yeah.
So
You were
Spiral, this is the confirmation. This is the confirmation.
yep, yep.
Yep. It
It's
is.
exactly kind of you did it in a little different terminology than I did, but it's right on the money from what I said. So
Mhm.
Yeah, and you know more English words.
that's all right. They still come out the same.
We still come across the same.
That's why we have synonyms, right?
Yeah. I think that's what kind of drew me to you when our conversation had there at the expo, because the energy, you know, because I always like to learn, even if I'm standing around certain people, I still pick up things, and that's a good thing.
And
So
it's the way to be. because when we stop learning, we pretty much stop.
Mm-hmm.
Very much so. Very much so. Well, we've been on here an hour. We could go a little longer if you'd like, or we could, depending on what your time frame is.
Uh, you hosting the show, you tell me. Free will.
Hey, the longest one I've
Using
had,
free will.
the longest show we've ever been on is 6 hours. But I ain't gonna do that.
Wow, 6 hours.
Yeah, the conversation that we had going that night was about a certain location, and I was projecting there, and they were talking about what they were talking about, and I was seeing things there that he never described to me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why that conversation ended up going for a period of time it did. But that was a very interesting thing that we were talking about that night. That's why it stretched for so long. But yeah, this has been really cool. I mean, I'm glad I had you come on the show for
Thank you
this.
for inviting me.
Huh?
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm kind of shocked that nobody else has had you come aboard their show before.
I have I would say I live a very private life.
Well, then I feel privileged that you came on. I guess I feel privileged and honored that you actually came onto my show first. So.
I'm not like, I don't isolate myself, but I'm an introvert. So unless it's for like a expo, some kind of business trip, I pretty much just stay at home.
Well, I will give you an open invitation if you'd like to come on anytime you'd like to come on. And if you see a guest on that you'd like to talk with us, and just let me know and I will send you a link.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I'll give you an open invitation and we can kind of keep you out there a little more instead of just keeping you secluded. Get you out in the field with us here one of these days. If you happen to come in our area, we'll figure out an investigation and take you along with us.
Yeah, I'll definitely let you know when I'm in the area. So as I said, this month we're kind of busy. Like for several months we will be busy moving. But after that, when we settle down a little bit, so back on the road.
Yeah.
My car is already excited.
You do a lot of traveling, that's for sure.
I have a challenge with her, like 1,000,000 miles. So 130. Yeah, I want to put 1,000,000 miles on the car. I want to see if she survives or not. I do all the maintenance. I do everything. Now she's at 130,000. So we have a long way to go. So the more I travel, the sooner I hit 1,000,000 miles mark.
Okay.
If she survives.
Now I'm curious. What are you driving?
Acura.
An Acura. Okay. All right. 1,000,000 miles.
I have hopes.
Huh?
So I have good hopes.
Well, you're keeping positive, so you're manifesting good vibes. So we'll see how far we go.
She's actually also psychic. She knows where cops are.
That's a good thing.
Like when I push the gas pedal and she just doesn't go.
I like that.
She doesn't speed up.
I wish mine would have done that a few times. I wish mine would have done that a few times. I come right up on top of them and stomp the brake.
Just talk to it. Cars are like any objects that we use, that we love. Cars have certain spirits, like keepers or guardians. So once you have a connection with it, so it pretty much makes your car alive.
Very true.
You can talk to your car.
Everything has energy to it.
It does.
Sometimes I say that in my last time I visited Earth when I was in Rome, I had a horse. Now this horse came to me as my car. Who knows?
I kind of like to have a horse. If I had a place to put one, I would probably have a horse.
Yeah, horses. Yeah, they're great.
But I've got an iron horse sitting out in the garage, so
Horses are great, but cars have more horsepower.
yes,
But cars are cheaper to maintain.
very much so. But yeah, I'm definitely glad you came on. This is great. I want you to stay backstage here for a little bit. I got a question to ask you when we get off here.
Sure.
So stay backstage, and I'm going to close out the show. But would you like to throw anything out to where people can get a hold of you or contact you if they'd like to have a reading? Or
Yes, absolutely. I see my website on the bottom, so they can. My information is on that website.
Okay.
So you can text me. Calling me maybe not such a good idea because I have a lot of scam calls and I kind of don't pick up to numbers I don't know. But texting me is the way to go. It's also the phone numbers on the website, and it has a contact form, so I can get an email. And I do remote readings. So it doesn't matter where I am, and I like being on the road. So just because I'm here today doesn't mean I will be here next month.
Well, I definitely will say this. I'm going to bring it up to Pam when I talk to her next time. Maybe having you on with me and Pam one night when we're doing some tarot cards, and see what your time frame is for one of those, and maybe we can have you on with me, you and Pam one night on her show.
Absolutely.
So, all righty. Anyway, I'm going to close out the show tonight, guys, and I'd like to thank Ms. Tia.
Thank you, everyone, for your attention.
And for coming on to the show and being a great guest.
Thank you.
And like I said, sit backstage for a little bit when I take you off here, and I'm going to chat with you a little bit more here real quick. Marla.
Yes.
How's the meditation going there?
Pretty good.
All right. I'm going to let everybody go. Everybody have a great weekend, and we will see you next Sunday unless we come up with an investigation between now and then, and I'll post that if we do. But otherwise, it will be next Sunday at 7 o'clock, and we will have Miss Jamie Lynn Keller.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, she will be on the show next Sunday. So we will be seeing her next week. So everybody have a great weekend, and we will see you then.
All right. See ya.
Bye, guys.
Bye.